With over 100 billion galaxies, each with billions of stars and planets, one question keeps haunting scientists. Where is everyone? My friends, look up. Look out into that vast velvet expanse we call the night sky. Each glittering point of light, a sun perhaps like our own, many undoubtedly with their own retinue of planets, worlds of unimaginable diversity. We drift on this pale blue dot, a speck of dust in a cosmic ocean teeming with possibilities. The numbers themselves are staggering, almost beyond human comprehension. Billions of galaxies, each a swirling metropolis of billions of stars. And around those stars, we now know, planets are not the exception but the rule. Trillions upon trillions of worlds scattered through the observable universe. Given this sheer, unadulterated immensity, this cosmic abundance, a profound and unsettling question arises. One first famously posed over a casual lunch conversation by the physicist Enrico Fermi. If the universe is so vast, so ancient, and so full of potential cradles for life, why haven't we heard from anyone? Why the deafening silence? This isn't just a whimsical thought, it's a deep scientific conundrum known as the Fermi paradox. It challenges our assumptions about life, intelligence, and our own place in the grand cosmic scheme. Today, we embark on a journey to explore this very paradox. We'll delve into some of the most compelling and sometimes unsettling explanations for this apparent cosmic solitude. Are we alone, or are we simply not looking or listening in the right way? Join me as we confront the silence and ponder the profound implications of what it might mean. And hey, if you find your mind expanding, don't forget to like, follow and subscribe to Scilology on YouTube and Instagram. The universe is waiting. Consider the timeline of the universe itself, roughly 13.8 billion years. It's a span of time so immense that our human history, even the history of life on Earth, is but a fleeting moment in its final seconds. For much of this cosmic history, the universe was a very different place. Hotter, denser, more chaotic. The first stars had to form, live their fiery lives and then explode, seeding the cosmos with the heavier elements necessary for planets like ours, and life as we know it. Carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, the very building blocks of you and me, were forged in the hearts of these ancient stellar furnaces. This process of cosmic enrichment takes time. Billions of years, in fact. Perhaps, just perhaps, the conditions suitable for the emergence of complex, intelligent life are a relatively recent development on the cosmic scale. Think of it like waiting for a garden to mature. The soil needs to be prepared, the seeds sown, and then you must wait for the right season for flowers to bloom. It's conceivable that Earth and humanity are among the very first blooms in this vast cosmic garden. We might be the early birds, arriving on the scene before the cosmic party has truly gotten started. If this is the case, then the silence we perceive isn't a sign of absence, but rather a reflection of cosmic youth. Other civilizations might be out there, but they too are just beginning their journey, perhaps still in their microbial stages, or just starting to gaze at their own night skies with nascent curiosity. The universe might be on the cusp of a great awakening, and we are simply among the vanguard. It's a humbling thought to be one of the first, carrying the torch of consciousness into a universe that is, for the most part, still slumbering. This early bird hypothesis suggests that the galaxy, and indeed the universe, will become far more populated with intelligent life in the eons to come. We might be living in a special transitional epoch. The conditions for life's emergence, stable stars, planets in habitable zones, sufficient heavy elements, might have only recently become widespread. Before this, perhaps the universe was too violent, too barren, or too irradiated for complex life to gain a secure foothold and evolve towards intelligence. Imagine the universe as a vast dark forest. For ages it was silent, or filled only with the rustling of primordial processes. Now, a few scattered campfires are beginning to flicker into existence. We are one such campfire. The others might be too distant, too faint, or too new for us to have noticed them yet, or for them to have noticed us. Now let's consider a rather different and perhaps more unsettling possibility. What if they are out there, advanced, powerful, and fully aware of our existence, but they've chosen not to make contact? This is the core idea behind what's sometimes called the zoo hypothesis, or the prime directive scenario, familiar to fans of science fiction. The notion is that Earth is, in essence, a cosmic wildlife preserve, and humanity is the species under observation, left to evolve naturally without outside interference. Imagine a civilization vastly more advanced than our own. Millennia, perhaps even millions of years ahead of us in technological and societal development. To such a civilization, our current level of understanding, our squabbles, our fledgling attempts at space exploration, might seem primitive, even quaint. They might view us with the same detachment, or perhaps even protective concern that we might view an uncontacted tribe in a remote jungle, or a delicate ecosystem we wish to preserve. Why would they do this? Perhaps out of a sense of ethics. If a highly advanced civilization were to reveal itself to us, the cultural shock alone could be devastating, derailing our natural development, perhaps even leading to our societal collapse. Think of the historical encounters on our own planet between technologically disparate cultures. The results have often been tragic for the less advanced society. A truly enlightened alien civilization might wish to avoid such a catastrophic outcome for humanity. So, they watch. Perhaps from afar, using technologies so sophisticated they are undetectable to us. Or perhaps they have subtle, non-invasive ways of studying us, like cosmic anthropologists observing a developing culture. The silence in this case isn't an absence of life, but a deliberate policy of non-interference. We are in a cosmic zoo, or perhaps a protected national park, and the do not feed the animals signs are implicitly understood by all advanced galactic citizens. Chapter 3. Cosmic Indifference. Is Earth just another rock? Let's shift our perspective once more. We've considered being early, and we've considered being observed. But what if the truth is far more mundane? What if the reason we haven't been visited or contacted is simply because on a galactic scale we're just not that interesting? Earth, for all its beauty and complexity to us, might be just another run-of-the-mill planet in a galaxy teeming with similar or even more spectacular worlds. Consider the sheer number of planets out there. Billions in our galaxy alone. If even a small fraction of these harbor life and a smaller fraction still harbor intelligent life, there could still be thousands, perhaps millions of civilizations. Why would they all be clamoring to visit little old Earth? We tend to think of ourselves as special, the pinnacle of creation, but that's a natural bias born of our limited perspective. To a truly ancient spacefaring civilization, we might be unremarkable. Imagine you're on a grand tour of every single grain of sand on all the beaches of the world. Would you stop and meticulously study each one? Probably not. You'd likely focus on the most unusual, the most resource-rich, or those that happen to lie directly on your path to something even more interesting. Perhaps Earth is just one of those ordinary grains of sand, not warranting a special detour or a detailed investigation by busy galactic explorers. Chapter 4. The Great Filter, Did They All Perish? Now we turn to a more ominous possibility, one that carries profound implications for our own future. What if intelligent life is common, but something prevents it from reaching a stage of interstellar communication or travel? This idea is encapsulated in the concept of the Great Filter. The Great Filter is some kind of hurdle, some immense challenge or danger that most, if not all, life forms in the universe fail to overcome. The question then becomes, where does this filter lie in the timeline of life's development? Is it behind us, meaning we've already passed it and are therefore exceptionally rare and fortunate? Or is it ahead of us, a looming threat that awaits any civilization, including our own, that reaches a certain stage of development? This is a critical distinction. If the Great Filter is in our past, it could be the improbable leap from non-life to life, or the development of single-celled to multi-celled organisms, or the emergence of complex intelligence itself. If any of these steps are incredibly rare, then we might be among the very few, or even the only species in our galaxy to have successfully navigated this cosmic obstacle course. This would explain the silence. There's simply no one else or very few others who made it this far. However, if the great filter lies in our future, the implications are far more chilling. This would mean that many civilizations may have arisen, developed technology, perhaps even begun to explore their stellar neighborhoods, only to encounter a challenge that led to their extinction or collapse. What could such a filter be? Perhaps it's self-destruction through nuclear war or irreversible environmental catastrophe, or the uncontrollable consequences of advanced technologies like artificial intelligence or nanotechnology. Think of civilizations as cosmic fireworks. Chapter 5. The Simulated Universe. Are aliens just not in the code? Let's venture into territory that blurs the line between physics, philosophy, and perhaps even a touch of science fiction. What if the reason we don't see aliens is because they simply weren't programmed in? I'm talking about the simulation hypothesis. The idea that our reality, everything we see, touch, and experience, is an incredibly advanced, sophisticated computer simulation. This isn't just a whimsical notion from a movie. Some serious thinkers, physicists, and philosophers entertain this as a plausible, if currently untestable, possibility. The argument often goes like this: if any civilization, anywhere, at any time, reaches a stage where it can create simulations of conscious beings within a simulated universe, think of hyper-advanced video games, then it's likely they would run many such simulations. If that's the case, then statistically speaking, it's far more probable that we are one of the vast number of simulated realities rather than the single, base reality that created them. It's a numbers game. If there are billions of simulated universes for every one real universe capable of creating them, where do you think we're more likely to be? It's a mind-bending thought, to say the least. Now, how does this relate to the Fermi paradox? Well, if we are living in a simulation, then the contents of our universe, including the laws of physics, the distribution of galaxies, and the presence or absence of other intelligent life, are all parameters set by the simulators. Perhaps the creators of our particular simulation simply didn't include other spacefaring alien civilizations. Why? Maybe to save on computational resources. Simulating one complex civilization is hard enough. Simulating countless interacting ones might be prohibitively complex. Signal searching through space, slowly fading. Maybe we're just not listening right. Maybe they're out there, waiting for us to grow up. Or maybe we're it. The first sparks in a silent universe. So, where does this leave us? We've journeyed through possibilities ranging from the hopeful to the humbling, from the pragmatic to the profoundly strange. The Fermi paradox remains a persistent question mark hanging over our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. Are we early pioneers in a universe yet to fully awaken? Are we inhabitants of a cosmic zoo, observed by unseen eyes? Or are we simply not interesting enough to warrant a visit from busy galactic travelers? Perhaps the great filter has claimed all others, or worse, awaits us. Or could it be that our reality itself is a construct, and aliens were never part of the design? Each explanation carries its own weight, its own set of implications for humanity. The truth is, we don't know. And that perhaps is the most exciting part. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to us, or to conform to our expectations. The search for answers is a deeply human endeavor, one that pushes the boundaries of our knowledge, our technology, and our imagination. The silence from the stars could be a mystery, a warning, or an invitation. What we do know is that the question, "Where is everyone?" compels us to look outward, to the stars, but also inward, to ourselves. It forces us to consider our future, our responsibilities, and the preciousness of this conscious existence on our small blue world. The quest continues. Call to action. If that gives you chills, you're not alone. Like, follow and subscribe Scilology on YouTube and Instagram for more mind-expanding science.